Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another session of Research and Publication Ethics. And we have been talking about Unit 1. And in Unit 1, we have started in last session, Lecture 3. We were talking about philosophy and what kind of questions comes in our mind when we think of philosophy. And we talk about philosopher also, Indian philosopher and Chanakya we have mentioned. And we have taken a few examples of philosopher from Western world, and these philosophers, they have given different dimensions to different phenomena. And here we are talking about philosophy and ethics. The reason is simple. When you think of your degree you're going to get as a scholar, whether you're doing your M.Phil or you're going for Ph.D. M.Phil means Master of Philosophy, and Ph.D. means is a Doctorate of Philosophy. So here, what is philosophy all about, that we have been talking about, and we started this philosophy from lecture 3 onwards in unit 1 of Research and Publication Ethics. Now we have been talking about the different parts of philosophy, because I hope you remember we were talking about in lecture 3 branches of philosophy, and here we had some variables. We were talking about metaphysics, epistemology, ethics, and logic. So let us move further, and what are the constituents of metaphysics which we are going to discuss today. So here you can see the first very important constituents of metaphysics: theology, ontology, cosmology, cosmogony, philosophy of self, and eschatology. So these are few constituents of metaphysics which actually describe philosophy. So we will put light on this, but before that let us discuss what is this metaphysics, because these terms are what you call high level constructs. Defining them, understanding them, discussing different kind of variables which are linked with this kind of constituents or philosophy, it's not an easy thing to understand. So let us see how a scholar can go and study these different constituents of metaphysics and philosophy. So as at its core, the study of metaphysics is the study of the nature of reality, of what exists in the world, what it is like, and how it is ordered. In metaphysics, a philosopher wrestles with such questions as very big questions. Here you can see in metaphysics, because we have been talking about philosophy. So metaphysics is a kind of a branch of philosophy, and generally it comes in our mind, in our culture especially, we think of God. So sometimes it comes in our mind that is there a God, and when we think of a God, the second thing comes in our mind since our childhood: what is this all about? Truth. So what is truth? And what is a person? What makes a person the same through time, whether they remain constant, or the personality or thought of a person dynamics by nature? So that we need to understand. So here we are talking about God, we are talking about truth, we are talking about people belief, people personality. And then here you can see the another kind of question. These all are philosophical questions. So is the world strictly composed of matter, or it is made of some other power? So that is the part of metaphysics. And very important thing about people, because generally in social science we take opinion of people, we talk about their belief, their culture. So do people have minds? If so, how is the mind related to the body? How mind and body connected, related to each other? Do people have free wills, or they have some kind of undue influence? They are influenced by undue influence, or maybe by caution. So what is it for one event to cause another? So we can talk about association between two event, relationship between two event, or because of one event the impact on the other particular construct, particular variable, or particular event. What are the causes? Why there is a relationship? Why there is a association? So these all comes under metaphysics. And here you can see another kind of questions which are still a big question: what is real? What is reality? and what is reality like. So we have, these all are philosophical questions that people, they try to find out answer to these very, very unique and tough questions. So here, as far as education is concerned, whatever we are studying, uh, we all take, we all gain knowledge, and the purpose of education is to explain reality to the student. Is there a purpose of life? This is another kind of question. Does life have a meaning? Is there a set of enduring principles that guide the operation of the universe? So we are talking about life, we are talking about universe, how universe is linked with life, individual life, and how individual life is linked with the whole universe. So we have a lot of doubts, we have a lot of questions. So these all doubts, these all questions, these all invisible things, when it comes in our mind, it gave a birth to philosophy. So here, this is, you might have noticed here different kind of constructs, different kind of questions comes in our mind, and they all fall into metaphysics. And here, so that means metaphysics itself is a big multi-dimensional construct. So here you can see different parts of metaphysics. So here we have theology, ontology, cosmology, cosmogony, philosophy of self, eschatology. So we'll talk about all these different constituents. So start with first metaphysics theology. This is about existence of God, His nature. So a lot of people, they believe in God. So if you are studying about God, existence of a God, His nature, so that will fall in this category which we call theology, metaphysics. Then we have ontology. It is the study of ultimate reality, the nature of existence. So this is, you all have curiosity to find out what is real, what is the reality, and we want to understand the nature, existence, from where this came, what happened long time back, how we came into existence, how does this earth come into existence. So these are all different questions we have. So when you think of reality, you think of nature of existence, this comes under ontology. And then very, very, curious things since childhood, you will have something in your mind. So in this, what happens, how we are connected with the cosmos. So in this, under this problem, connected with the origin and imposition of the creation, that is cosmos. So we study that, in other words, study the mysteries of the world. So we don't know what is that black hole, we don't know what is there, galaxy and other things are there. So we all have curiosity, so that will come under cosmology. Now we have next, very, very important, cosmogony. It is concerned with the theory of the origin and the development of the universe. So another, how this universe came into existence, the creation of the world, who created this world. So we have this kind of curiosity, and we have, unlimited questions in our mind, and we want answer for that. And then, very important, philosophy of self. It is mainly concerned with the philosophical interpretation of self. The first question before man is, who am I? So maybe sometime when you're not feeling good, so it comes in your mind, who am I? So it led to another question. So that is about self. That is about self, right? So then we have eschatology. It is any system to doctrine concerning last or final matter as death or a life after death. So it's, you can see here we are talking about who am I, and we are talking about life. Here you can see we are talking about system of life, system to doctrines concerning last. What is the final stage after death? What happens? So these all are questions which remain there, and we try to find out answer. And in different religion, people have worked on this kind of philosophical questions, this kind of questions, and then they, on the basis of their experience, they came out with a kind of result, with the answer. I must say that after death, in this religion, this happens, and they have a different point of view. So this is really an interesting thing, that who am I, what is life, what happens after death. So these all are questions which we feel we don't have any answer, but actually you read the books, if you read the script, the answer is there. They gave you some clue that okay, that would be like that. So that is, for example, in our culture we feel what would be after death, what do you want to gain. So it's not that money you can take in the next life. The next life would be dependent on the karma, that what you do today. So the next life would be dependent on that. So there is a very important concept. Why do people donate in India? The reason is simple, that they want to go to heaven, right? In Western world, if you if you go through the literature, why do they donate money? So the reason is give them happiness. So different different culture, they have different answer to these kind of questions. And here we have epistemology. It is the branch of philosophy which studies the structures, methods and validity of knowledge. So now knowledge, right? Now we'll talk about knowledge, where metaphysics is concerned with the nature of reality. So epistemology, after metaphysics is related to the nature of reality, and epistemology is linked with the knowledge. So when you're doing your study, a question comes in your mind. I need to understand the methods, I need to understand the validity of knowledge, I need to understand the structure. So here you can see epistemology deal with the theory concerning various aspects of knowledge and its acquisition. How to gain knowledge. After knowledge, what? Knowledge linked with learning, and after learning, skills or wisdom. So we need to understand, we need to check the validity of knowledge. And epistemology try to answer the questions. How do we get knowledge? What is the source of knowledge? Is it a book which is available in the library, or what kind of books we are talking about? Or we gain knowledge from our guru, right, or our senior? So we all try to find out answer, that with the help of knowledge, ultimately what we're gonna gain, we want to know what is real. So epistemology is the study of knowledge. It is primarily concerned with what we can know about the world and how we can know it. Typical questions of concern is epistemology are: what is knowledge? Do we know anything at all? Is it true that earth is flat, right? So for that we need to gain knowledge, we need to understand, we need to go through script, we need to get knowledge about that. How do we know what we know? Do I really know what I know? These are a typical question. Can we justify claiming to know certain things? That can I possess knowledge? I mean, it's very difficult, because if you don't share knowledge, if you don't use knowledge, it will disappear. So knowledge is also invisible kind of thing. I hope you all agree with me. So knowledge is something. What is the source of knowledge? Do we really know at all what we know? So these are philosophical questions. Knowledge is of different types. Revealed knowledge. So this is very, very unique. This is very, very difficult, because here we want someone to reveal something, to disclose something which he or she has not disclosed, which he or she has not revealed. So it may be a one kind of knowledge, that okay, I know few things. For example, I remember I read about a person, Surdas, right? So he was unfortunately he was blind, but he got a such kind of power that he could give you answer by, if he touch your hand, and then he can reveal anything about your future. So that is something which you don't know, and sometimes you share with others, but you reveal that okay, I knew it, but I don't want to share with you, but now it's the right time, I'm sharing with you. Then intuitive knowledge. I hope you know the intuition, you know the intuitive knowledge. sometime when event is occurring, when something is going on, you suddenly realize something which you are not expecting, and that was that now you know that, oh, I know that this was going to be there. I knew it. I had this idea that this would be there. Maybe in dream, or maybe I got such kind of, some kind of power I have. That is a kind of intuitive power, intuitive knowledge, that this is kind of sixth sense. It's a kind of sense which you feel that I got a power and I knew it, that would be there. So that is the intuition, empirical knowledge, which comes because of experience, because of research, because of knowledge. And then rational, what is right, what is wrong, you need to justify, you need to give argument, you need to give premises, you need to give reasons. And then finally authoritative knowledge, which comes from authority. Whatever they say, you need to follow. Maybe king, it may be some people, those who got authority. So whatever they say, you feel they would be right, because they got this kind of authority. And so now we know that how do people learn. Basically, there is a famous saying that a lot of students, children, they comes to school, they want to study there, they want to gain knowledge. What about their learning? Are they really learning there something? So a lot of people, as per the research, they come to school, children, they come to school, but unfortunately they are not able to learn. So how do people learn? Can we say that they secure a good marks, good grades, that reflect on their learning? I'm not sure about it. What knowledge is utmost value? What kind of value would like to give to knowledge? Because knowledge is power, knowledge is everything. What is the different types of knowledge? What kind of knowledge we have? What are the educational goal of schools? What is knowledge? How is knowledge acquired? What so people know? Is human knowledge trustworthy? Can our senses be trusted? And difference between opinion, knowledge, and wisdom. So ultimately, whatever opinion we have developed on the basis of knowledge, whatever knowledge we have gained, whatever skill we have gained on the basis of hard work, or maybe based on talent you have, ultimately you are approaching towards wisdom. And whatever research you are conducting, whatever knowledge you are gaining, whatever research you have been into, the ultimate goal is that one day you will have wisdom, and you will become master of philosophy, you will become doctorate of philosophy. And what we are talking about here, just think about this. Epistemology, what happens as a researcher, what you do, we have an actual reality, and as a scholar, what is our duty? You can see this this dot arrow, beacon arrow, you can see. As a scholar, we are in a situation, we want to understand actual reality, but you cannot actually 100%, you cannot be 100% sure that this is the actual reality. So you presume that reality and come with some kind of theory, logic, that okay, this is a reality, this look like this, and because of this reality is like this. And what is our role as a scholar? You want to measure that with some research design, analyze that, and finally you say that whatever actual reality is there, what I presume, basically I observe this. And then you compare with the theory, the logic, and then you say that okay, I don't know whether that logic is applicable here or not. So on the basis of empirical fact, on the basis of experience, I'm saying that actual reality is this and presumed reality. So you go back if you feel there is a difference. If you feel that actual reality, presumed reality is close, then you feel that I'm talking about, I agree, I feel I'm very close to actual reality. But unfortunately, I hope you all agree with me that whatever construct you have, so you might have noticed here multidimensional constructs, and we have been talking about these constructs. I hope you know these constructs, epistemology, and before that these cosmology, ontology, theology, these all constructs, big constructs, big questions in our mind, right? So these questions basically are these lines, this dark line here. And as a scholar, where we are here at dot line, right? And what we do, this is actually we presume here with this dot line, and actual reality is this, and we are trying our best to come closer, but we cannot come closer. For example, intelligence, right? We want to measure it, but really can we measure intelligence, right? So here always there would be error of measurement, and this is our role, this is our duty to operationalize this construct so that we can reach as close as possible to this dark line, which would be actually measuring the construct. So that would be our role in this all philosophical concepts. So today we discuss this philosophy, and philosophy, now you understand what kind of questions, weird questions comes in our mind, and are we linked with epistemology, are we linked with metaphysics, and if it is epistemology, then what kind of this, what you call dark line this we have, and this dark line, which construct you are talking about, and we are here at dot line. So what kind of error of measurement would be there, what kind of operation we need. For operation we talk about scale, measurement. I hope you know that. You might have discussed, you might have learned that in your research methodology class, right? So this is about philosophy. We are not going to discuss it in much detail, but you must know that okay, this is a philosophy where we try to find out answer to big questions. So thank you very much, dear student, for joining me. And this was a fourth class, and then next class would be lecture 5, that we will talk about again philosophy and ethics, and this time we'll talk about philosophy of science, exology, logic, religion, and morality. So with that we will finish our unit 1. So in unit 1 we have 5 lecture. So thank you very much once again. We'll continue with the lecture 5. Till then, bye, take care, enjoy, and we'll continue with lecture 5, philosophy and ethics, and we'll talk about exology, philosophy of science, logic, religion, morality. Thank you very much for joining, and we'll continue with our next lecture. Thank you.